Well, today we have Paige and her lovely pug called Daisy. Hello, Daisy. Hello, Paige.
Hi there. Hello.
So Paige and Daisy. Daisy, are we allowed to do this? Are you okay with this? This is all sort of not only today, but like I was asking her last week, late last week, once you said you'd be happy to do this, and I went, okay, Daisy, what do you think? And I kept getting, oh, not so sure.
Really? It's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, there you go.
It's not an uncommon
Okay.
thing I get. It's more about for some animals they're really au fait and really happy and connected to all of the sort of the energy work and the universe and all the rest of it. For others, and I find it particularly more in dogs. For horses, they just go, yeah, not a problem, unless they're very shut down horses. For others, it's sort of like they haven't been exposed to any of this before. The more domesticated the species.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah. And like the horses are particularly pretty good because horses are usually like they live, even if they're domesticated, they're still living very in touch with nature.
Absolutely.
And this is obviously a very, very loved and very cosseted house pet dog.
She is, yes, absolutely.
So they sort of generally, and particularly if you're working with a client that's never had animal communication stuff going on before, what she'll be doing is picking up a little bit of your sort of, I don't know quite how all this works, but let's give it a go sort of energy.
Yeah. No, I'm very open, but yeah, she's very quiet, sort of. Quiet sort of pug. Yeah.
She is quiet. She's got a really good life. Look at this.
A very good life. Yes. We don't have children. She's the one.
Yeah, she's the baby. So I generally let these sessions go where they need to go. Towards the end of it, I'll ask you whether you've got any specific concerns with her. But at the beginning, I just want to sort of get a feel for opening the lines of connection between Daisy and I, and between you, Daisy, and I. So this is a three-way connection here. Often it takes me, particularly in an animal that's gone, oh, I'm not so sure about this. And I'm getting a little bit of sort of like, I want to be here, but I'm not sure whether I want to be here. So she's got a little bit of a wall up right at the moment, which is fine. She's allowed to. So we'll just take it softly. The overall impression I'm getting is a very healthy dog.
Great.
So when I do these readings, I'm a mix of the scientist in me, because I've got a Bachelor of Applied Science in Human Health, and also I haven't studied formally in animal health, but there's a huge crossover.
Yeah.
So I do a little bit of the scientific about what am I seeing? Am I seeing a dog that's got obvious issues going on, like a huge lump in their neck, or a leg that's deformed, and I'm not seeing it. Her coat's shiny, happy, healthy, beautiful color. Her markings are all beautiful. She's clearly has come from being a very well-bred dog. She's obviously pure pug. And you're, and the scientist in me is also going, well, the environment she's living in is very comfortable, very pleasant. I do know you, a opening disclosure, I do know you from some of my marketing work, so I do know a bit of the background. But what she's doing right now is she's just sitting back and absorbing the energy that's flowing. So although we're online, and although you're in Perth, 3,000 kilometres away, and I'm near Coffs Harbour, there's still energy flowing.
Yeah.
So there's energy flowing from me as there's the scientist in me, but then there's also the Reiki master with a specialty in animals, and also the Reiki healer, and the psychic and the pet animal communicator. So I push literally everything together. And sometimes the scientist will kick in, and at other times the Reiki person will kick in. But the entire time I'm doing this, I am channeling Reiki.
Got it.
So she's telling me that right now she can feel this wave coming over her. She's getting very, it's hard to tell because you're holding her, but I feel like her respiratory rates calmed a little. She felt a little, when we first started this, she felt a little, if you could measure a heart rate, my guess would have been it was up a little bit, because it's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Yes, Mum, I know I normally sit in your lap, but not normally when you're sitting at your computer. If she does really fiddle and wants to get down, then that's okay. Let her get down.
Yeah.
So a scan across her body. Can you move your camera so that it's less above or her? That's better. Thank you. That's better. A scan of her body, and I'm not coming up with any obvious issues anywhere.
Great.
Starting at her head, her teeth feel fine.
Mm-hmm.
Her ears feel fine. Her neck feels fine.
Mm-hmm.
So what I just want to do is just sort of work energetically down her body. I know that she's not a baby, and I know that she's not a pup. I know she's getting on for in age a little bit now, but she doesn't feel like an ancient, decrepit dog.
No.
She feels like a dog that's still got a lot of vitality and oomph about her.
She does.
She's just flashed me a picture of her running around.
She does. Little spurts of it, not a lot.
Yeah. Like she's not a baby anymore. She is a mature dog, but she still does love. She flashed me a picture of a beach, running on a beach, a sort of a watery place, and she said that's somewhere that she really likes to go. And again, it's hard to know. I know you go away in the caravan a lot. She tells me she loves doing that.
Loves the caravan or loves the beach?
Yes, yeah. Well, the photo she flashed me was it was really quick, and I'm not sure whether it was a big river or a beach. I didn't see any obvious waves.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a shore, mm-hmm. So it was more than a creek. It might have been a big rivery sort of thing, and the point she gave to me was that's real fun. Like I love running around doing that particularly when we go away.
Yeah. She does.
Yeah. She's also a sloth potato. Look at her. She's also just sitting cuddling with Mum. She's your dog, not your.
Yeah.
She likes you. Is it your husband? Yeah.
Husband. Yeah.
She says she likes him, but you're number one.
Oh, I'm number one for sure. It's not on me. Yeah.
You're number one, and one of her most favorite places to be is right here, right like she is right now.
Yeah.
Snuggled up. And she says, Mum, if you could do more of this snuggling and less of that work stuff you do, that would be really good.
Yes. Because when I'm in bed, she's in her bed on the floor when I work in here. And she every now and then likes to be on my knee.
Yeah. Daisy, I hate to tell you, but in order to live the life you want to live, Mum's got to work.
I've got to do the work, darling.
She's got to do it. She says, yeah, I get
it.
Yeah. But she does want to remind you to smell the roses when you need to be less about, to know that when she nudges you at times, it's about, Mum, it's time for a break.
Yeah. She does do that. She does do that.
Yeah, most have got this sort of connection too. It's my own guys do it too. What you'll also find is that when your energy will change slightly when you're thinking about taking a break.
Yeah.
So I find when I'm at the computer, all I've got to do is, and this is where the animal communication comes in, plus our energy changes. If I'll be sitting here at the computer, and like you, I sit at a computer all day long, and I'll think to myself, okay, that's enough now. Mm. I'm going to stop for the day, or I'm going to stop and have lunch. Before I've done, I've even just thought it. I've not turned the mouse off. I've not done anything. And the dogs are already, okay, right, we're going for a walk now, are we?
Yeah. It's so true. Yeah, she knows, if I'm going to get a cuppa or, have some lunch.
Yep. And I encourage you to tap into that, because that is animal communication. What you think and what you're about to do. And as what's happening is there are minute changes in your energy. Yeah. Because your energy is going, I've got to stop doing this, and is it right to stop doing this right now? Is this time I can take a break? And you literally, your body energy will change, and that's what the animals will pick up on. Like right now, all my dogs they're crashed out around my feet on their mats and things, because they've very clearly got the communication from me that says, that's it. We're not going anywhere right now. She got up, she shut the door. She told us we're not going outside right now.
Yep.
And so so they've come back and gone, okay, we don't have you for the next whatever. But if I was to like even start to think about getting up in my chair and start to move, it'd be right on for young and old. Where are we going? What are we doing? So she lives a great life. She lives a really great life, and she's very appreciative of this really great life she lives.
Great.
She says she's lucked out, lucked in with you. You know, that it's a great life and she loves it. She adores it. She adores you. She doesn't feel the need to be one of many.
No,
she's quite happy being. She actually doesn't think she's a dog.
No, she doesn't. No, you're spot on. Spot on.
Yeah.
No. Because when she looks at other dogs and she hears them barking, I swear she says to me, "Are they dogs? What are those?" I'm a pug. Yep. Even something so gorgeous as when we go to our coffee shop and I'll sip water out of there's these plastic cups they give you and you have some water. She doesn't do dog bowls. But she'll drink out of that.
and I just got a smirk from her that said, "Excuse me."
Yeah.
How dare you even think I would do dog bowls? Please.
Dog bowls. Does not do dog bowls.
Well, no, I don't blame her.
No.
And she said if you could hand feed her more of the really expensive stuff, that would be really good. Yeah. Hey, I'm sorry, Daisy. There is a limitation to budget.
Oh dear.
And now she said, she said, well, I don't know. Now you're not going down a path that I really like.
Yes, it's all about the food. Very typical pug.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
But her weight looks really good though.
Yep, 6 kilos always.
Yeah.
Actually a little bit under at the moment, but she's a tiny pug, so I'm so particular about her weight being on point. So many people pass comment to me about why is she not fat? All pugs are fat. I said because it's detrimental to their health.
No. But she's a really happy, well-adjusted dog.
Yeah, great.
So a happy, well-adjusted dog with a good diet.
Yes, she does have one.
Yeah, isn't generally going to be overweight. I also got the feeling, I just got a flash of I eat what I need to eat. I don't need to be picky.
Yes, she does actually. I will give her that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she says, I've sort of like, yes, you can't overfeed me.
Yeah.
Because I eat what I need to eat. And if I don't need to eat more, I won't eat more.
Yep, she's like that. Yeah, absolutely. Even if we're still eating, she doesn't take any interest. You know, if we're having our dinner as well, just doesn't come and bother us. She'll actually sit at our feet until we're finished.
Yep. She's incredibly well adjusted. Now that's just not her, that's you.
Yes.
So she says, I'm not a dog, but I'm also, she knows she's also not a human. She knows she's got a different place.
Yeah, very much so. She understands boundaries. I've taught her those very well. Yeah, she's amazing with that. Amazing.
Yeah. And she's never been conflicted by that.
No, never.
She said she's telling me also that you're very clear in what you want and what you need and what the boundaries are. And she flashed back to work then. She said, I get it.
Yeah.
I get that mum can't be playing's not the right word for a dog her age, but mum can't be interacting with me 24/7.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, and that I'm happy, I'm happy to be near her. I want to be near her.
Yeah.
And I'm happy being near her, but I'm happy with the nearness being, we're keeping you up, sweetheart. Happy with the nearness being at her feet or close by rather than necessarily in her lap. So she's so well adjusted. It's beautiful.
Every time I'm going to their office and I pick up her little donut bed thing and there's a spot here on the floor and I say, Daisy, off to the office. She knows immediately. And she just curls up, sleeps until I then, and you're very true. You're on point when I start to think about, I will go and get a coffee in a minute or go and get some water or have lunch. She definitely starts to move and like, where are you now? Okay, we're going now.
Yeah, what are we doing? Okay, it's like, it's my time now.
Yes.
She can't spare. So she's reminding you that when you are going to get a coffee or a lunch, or it is that she values that interaction time.
She does.
She's okay with not doing it 24/7, but she really values when you say, okay, Daisy, we can now have some our time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, this is just a lovely dog. She's got no vices. She's
No.
got
She has an alter ego. If people get too close to her, if they're near me, she has an alter ego who's called Brenda. So Brenda comes out and goes, like, she doesn't like people too close to me if I'm holding her or she's on my knee, and she doesn't like people coming from behind her.
Well, remember, she doesn't want to share.
No, she does not want to share.
She does not want to share. She would never be comfortable if you decided to get another dog.
No, I think you're exactly right on that.
Although she then just looked at me and said, well, maybe I might have to. If I might have to, I would probably work it through, but I would prefer not.
No, we're a one dog house.
Yep.
Got to be fair to the dog and our lifestyle. And I grew up with parents that used to show and breed dogs, and I'm very mindful of what their needs are and how it has to accommodate to your lifestyle. And you've got to be fair. Yeah.
Like mouth-wise, no, I'm not picking up on any teeth problem. Have you ever had any teeth issues? Is her mouth really well?
She's actually, for a pug, surprisingly, pretty good, but she actually is going in for teeth clean tomorrow. So
she's not had with issues with teeth having to be removed, because I'm not here seeing.
No.
This is one way in which remote gets a little difficult. I can't. I'm assuming if I put my hands around her mouth.
Yeah, she's not sore.
She's not. There's because dogs that have had, like, they've got rotten teeth, or they've got teeth that are malformed, or jaws that are malformed. Normally, when you touch them, they get a bit.
Yeah, she's fine. She's fine. She is going. There is one canine that they're a little bit suspicious of. So she's going in for a clean, and if it needs to be removed, it will. But overall, yeah, she's pretty good. 18 months ago, she had quite a few out. But for her age and being the breed, they're quite surprised in 18 months she hasn't had any issues. So
pugs are notorious for bad mouths, but she's a really well-bred dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you go through when you went looking for her?
Well, she was our second pug. Our first one we also got from the same breeder. And so, as in when I chose her, do you mean?
Well, no, I mean, yeah. So she wasn't clearly. I'm saying that I don't think she was an accident. Like it was a very well considered, thought process of we want another pug. Yeah, we'll go back to And so when you did see that, so you obviously decided to get another pug, and she had a litter. What was happening when you went? Did the breeder say it's this pug that's going to be yours, or did you get?
No, it was quite interesting because Margaret is a friend of ours as well. So we'd lost Emma, a couple of months had gone by. We were ready for another. Excuse me. And so we went to her property, and the initial one that she introduced us to, we were considering. Her name was Bonnie, and my husband was still grieving for the first one, so it was very hard on him because he just still was really in a very sad space at the loss of Emma, as was I, but Emma was more his pug. So I was on a mission to get another, and I never really connected with Bonnie. There was something that both of us Paul just sort of went, nah, and I went, no. Anyway, we were actually going to leave because there was only a couple of other options, and again, we didn't connect. Margaret then said, oh, I forgot about, so her original name was Cuddles because of loving Cuddles.
Yeah. Hello.
So,
she just said, but I don't like Cuddles. It's not.
No, she didn't like it.
It's a dog name, not befitting not what's the word I'm trying to get at? Not fitting of my status in this world.
Absolutely. So Margaret said, I forgot about Cuddles. And I went, because she had mentioned her to me. So I said, oh, okay, let's go out. So we went outside and she let them out, because Margaret's of the mindset of you get gravitated to the one for you, which I know that coming from a breeding background too. So I stood there and I just watched. There was another two that she let out. I think there was a boy as well. And I immediately saw this one running around, and I just went, it's her. I loved her cheekiness. She was a small pug, only about 6 kilos. She was quite little, and I said, it's her. I just know it's her. And at the time, she actually didn't engage with us very much at all. And we then left and had to come back because we were going on a holiday. And then we came back. And the day that we came back, I said to Margaret, I think it'll be Cuddles, definitely. And on the way home, I thought about a name for her because she was so petite. I loved Daisy because she was bright and petite. And anyway, when we came back, Margaret said, I've left Cuddles in the kitchen and I've put the others away. And she was showing us, please take me home.
Yep.
So we're sitting at the dining table and she sat at my feet, then she sat at Paul's feet, then she sat at my feet, then she sat at Paul's feet. To me, she was telling us, please choose me.
But you know who else was in the room with you?
Emma?
Yes.
Yeah, because Emma's buried there. Her ashes are back at the property.
Yeah. She was in the spirit world. She said, yeah, was she the same color or not?
Yes, fawn.
Yeah, I was not sure whether I was seeing her or seeing Emma, but yeah, she was sitting like not right up with you, but she was overseeing the process.
Because she knew that Emma was still grieving too.
Well, yeah, but it was also about she was part of the selection of this dog for you, for both of you, for yourself and for your husband. And although Daisy's become more your dog than your husband's dog, Emma's not concerned. She's not concerned about that. She said he wasn't ready to have the same, and still isn't ready to have the same connection he had with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
And
it's taken him a while.
Yeah, and I'm saying to Emma, there'll be some way in which Emma shows you that she's still around.
Yep.
Her ashes might be out on that place, but she's still, so yeah, so she's still embedded in the house where you are.
Yeah, she is.
But she's doing most of it through Daisy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's times when I feel that she's letting us know.
Yep. But even this running around that I saw from Daisy before, I'm now seeing a dog running with her, but like a spirit dog running with her.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's Emma.
Doing the zoomies. Yeah.
Yeah, she said, I'm here and I participate in the way in which a spirit dog can participate. But it's like it's flirting, it's brief flits of participation. So she says, I'm still here. I'm not very far away. She feels really happy about all this going on.
Great. Yeah.
I get the feeling too, Daisy's got many more years in her.
Oh, good. Oh, that is one of my questions you've just answered. Yeah.
She's like, there's no, it always worries me when I can't come up energetically with anything going wrong with the dog. Because it's like, she's 13, isn't she?
No. 9 on Boxing Day.
9, okay. Oh, that's, yeah, okay. Well, that explains it. Yeah, I was thinking she was much older.
Emma was nearly 13. Nellie.
Sorry, I remember you saying that the other day. For a 9-year-old, 9 times 7, what's that? 63. 7 times 9 is 63. She's a bit around about the mid-60s in human years, and she's that means she's still, and given she's got no major health issues going on, and a good diet and a good lifestyle and all the rest of it, that is commensurate with, so she's equal in, her age and her activity levels and her movement and everything is aligned. That's the word.
Right. Thank you for the assurance. Yeah.
And that given her lifestyle is going to be great because she's clearly living with owners that are very, very particular.
Yeah.
And doing all the right things. Her longevity is going to be really good.
Excellent. Because back ends with these guys, and because Emma's back end went, that was very hard to watch. But whereas this one's not showing any signs at all yet.
Does she get some of the sort of herbal treatments for
I take it to a Chinese medicine bit.
Yep. That'll help a lot. Turmeric gets used a lot. I don't know that so the jury's out for me as far as turmeric's concerned.
I did do that for a while. I can't say I noticed any change.
No, your things like your chondroitins and your sulfates and that sort of stuff. And I think her diet seems and feels really spot on.
Yep.
Just the normal I'll run of her immunity feels really good. She's, as I say, it's really hard when you're doing a reading on a dog that's got no problems. It's like,
yes, because it's everything's aligned, and so and she has little chiropractic adjustments as well.
God, can I come live with you?
So she'll go every now and then, and we definitely need that because her shoulders get very tight because she's so tall. There's a lot impacted.
It's
another modality I swear by for them as well. So she has her little adjustments every couple of months or so. Yeah. And I have a Chinese medicine vet that complements the mainstream.
Yes. So, very, very, very balanced.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey you. She's definitely an only child, like her parents. We're both only children too.
Yeah, no, she keeps saying that's all I want to be. Thank you very much.
The best retirement village. She loves the caravan. Like just goes nuts.
That beach thing was all that beach water, whatever it was. It's not just about the beach or the water. It's about she really liked. I think you know what it is. She just said to me, it's when they go away, they're more relaxed.
Yeah, she's right.
They're more relaxed. I feel more relaxed. She's not complaining about the amount of time you have for her, but she is saying that when you are away, I do get more attention. Now, as I say, it's not a complaint. She's clearly saying to me, I'm not complaining about the Monday to Friday. She said, in an ideal world, if we could do that away all the time, she said that would be perfect. But she's a very, very sensible dog.
Very.
Yeah, she's got a really smart head on her shoulders that say, I know what happens and why it happens, and I'm quite okay with that balance.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, she said in an ideal world, if it was just my world and I had to stay over it. So Daisy, great, not a problem. When you can earn your mum the money she needs to keep living, be my guest.
If you could earn as much as Doug the pug, I'd be happy.
Yeah. Is she on Instagram? She's very Instagrammable.
I have got an Instagram account for her, but I rarely post. I was mostly doing it when we were traveling because she's loved it, like supermodel poses. There's one of her in the van with the sheets over and just stretching like this.
Yeah.
Model, it's just I don't get out of bed for any less than 10K sort of look.
She said that I wouldn't mind if you actually did some more, if you did spend some more doing that while we're having, now that you've got, she said, I know you brought a new van the other day.
Yes, definitely. She's very happy about that.
Yeah, she said, don't forget about my Instagram account.
Okay.
She said, because she says, look at me, I still look stunning.
She is still
she's posing now.
But even when we were traveling on the road full time, the amount of people that, and then you get people that would say, she's got an Instagram. I think she gained about 30 followers while we were traveling because she was just so adorable. Yeah,
she's so, like, she is. She's a dog. She's well adjusted. She's pretty.
Yeah.
Sensible. She's like, I don't see her having any issues with anybody she comes across.
No, just doesn't like people too close. She's
don't. She says I'm not a dog.
No, I'm not a dog. That's right.
So because people come close and what they do is they're dogs and they automatically go like that at them.
It's too threatening. Yeah.
Well, it's like, do it to me and you're going to get me, take your hand off.
Yeah, you're turning to Brenda as well.
Yeah. If you can get people, if they do want to come up to her, it's hard to see. It's like do this up under the chin rather than on this. Yeah. And we've got a thing called the 3-second rule. It's called approach a dog, offer them something, count to 3 and remove it and see whether they solicit the touch again. I'm wondering who can I just do?
I like it.
Yeah. all my dogs are taught to do it. Cece, you want to come up? Cece, come here. Come here. Yeah, I know, you're all asleep. Good girl. Oh, hang on. So it's touch, do this. She's not going to do it now. Normally because of these are oodles and poodles. Yep. Normally what they'll do is they'll form a hand.
Yes. Yeah.
And they'll say, I want that again.
Yes. Yeah.
Half asleep. So we have like 1, 2, 3. And see where she's licking her lips, and I'm getting very clear. Don't stop.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
That works really well. Normally what the dogs will do is they will actually start to touch me. Like they will actually usually put their paw up and go, and yeah, now she's doing it. And initiate touch back with me.
Got it.
That will help her. So it's putting the onus on the ability to keep connecting or not with the dog, rather than the human that says, I'm not finished molesting you yet.
Yes. Love it.
So I tend to touch that too. As I said, poodles is really easy because they're very touchy.
Yes. Yeah.
Or they'll stick their nose. Mister, okay, go back to sleep. Mister, go back to sleep now. I know, mate. I've got a 13-year-old who's blind, and he's because so wait for the dog to, because if she doesn't want to still continue to be touched, she'll either walk away, or sort of slightly back up or walk away. It's hard to walk away when they're on a lead or something, though. So the 3-second rule, we call it.
I like it. Yeah, I do warn people as well. I just don't, because people think pugs, all of them are just going to be easy to approach, but I always warn people, because the last thing I want is someone to be bitten. Because even though she hasn't got many teeth, she'll still have a good nudge at it. So yeah.
Well, they only have, like, dogs only have 2 ways of saying no. One is teeth, and the other is claws. And little dogs like this don't have much in the way, like they don't tend to use their feet and their claws like this. The bigger dogs will, because bigger dogs will jump up and push away or claw, whereas the little dogs like this have really only got teeth. And that's a sort of you'll find, if you watch carefully, what you'll find is you will find some very minute body language going on before she bites. Look, I'm not seeing her actually doing a bite, but watch for a lip curl.
Yes, yeah.
And watch the eyes. So you'll get a lip curl. You'll also get tension here around the, it's hard to see on pugs because of their jawline, but you'll often get tension here around the edges of the lips. And sometimes get the white to the eye, and you'll get like a weight shift.
Yes, yeah.
Away, and that's your really early signs from her, because we have what's called a ladder of aggression. It's got these really early signs, and then then they go up into like lip curls, showing the teeth, light growling, deeper growling, snap.
Yeah.
And how quickly a dog goes from the very bottom to the very top depends on how quickly they've been pushed.
Yes.
So if you get a lot of people ignoring all of these low early signs and owners not intervening like you are, the dog's going to say, well, these bottom signs don't work, and I'll go straight to the bite.
Yeah.
That's the ones we hear. We hear it mostly in the bigger breeds of dogs, your German Shepherds, your Rotties, your Pit Bulls, that sort of ones, where they've just been taught that down the bottom doesn't work because no one pays any attention. You see it a lot in Shepherds, where they'll say, all my shepherd ever does is like lunges at people and bites. That's because they've just been taught not to, or they've been punished for a growl.
Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it?
A growl is a communication that says, please stop what you're doing, because you're not going to leave me any other option if you don't pay attention to this one.
That does make sense.
So be as the very committed owner that you are, just watch her next time there's an interaction going on, and see if you can get in front of her and watch what's happening. She's not expressive now because she's half asleep, but she's going to be very expressive here around the jaw and around the eyes.
Yeah.
it's this little fold here on the forehead.
Yeah.
She's going to be very expressive, and you're going to be able to pick up the signs that mean. And when you see them, what you need to do is you and her take a step backwards out of the interaction,
yes.
rather than trying to tell the person to stop it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give her space.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, I've got to go now, or whatever, whatever that looks like. Get her. It doesn't have to be far. It just has to mean the interaction breaks.
She's a one question I did want to ask. She's a terrible licker. I know pugs are renowned for it, but I've often wondered, when she was quite young, she had a cattle dog attack her from behind and grabbed her. She ended up in hospital. It was pretty bad. I just wonder whether there was definitely some post-traumatic stress from that, because she is a really bad licker, and I often feel it's a bit of anxiety at times.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I'm not seeing her as particularly not in this context.
No, she's not an overly anxious dog, but there are times where the licking is profusely going on.
Well, the licking, so here's the scientist coming out again. As adrenaline courses, they're going to get dry mouths.
Yes, yeah.
And we don't sort of, you'll see it. I don't know. Do you watch any of the YouTube animal people behaviorists? I know I was watching the other day. It was Alex Murdoch, the lawyer in the States, who's just been sentenced to about another 100 years on top of already a 100-year sentence. He went bad and defrauded people of millions of dollars. So I was watching a psychologist the other night pull apart his body language, and he spends a lot of time looking at people's mouths, and even those sorts of movements, that's anxiety and stress.
Yes, yeah.
So in a dog that doesn't quite have that same mouth movements, it tends to be more the licking that we see.
Hers is the pause. The pause is the licking.
So she's licking her. Well,
pause, yeah.
It's not where she's licking; it's that she's licking.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the I am. Yeah, it is a classic. I am feeling stressed. Yeah. And as I say, if she was a really super anxious dog, we would be seeing it here, but we're not. Yeah. So it's more when she's out, or more when something. The only other time I would be expecting to see it here is if you had strangers come, like you had people come to stay, particularly if they brought a dog.
Yeah.
Or kids. She says, I don't really like kids that much.
No, she doesn't. She absolutely doesn't. When kids come up, she's got a lot better.
Yep.
But kids, I'm very mindful with the parent. I say, look, please just go gently.
Yep.
But yeah, she's not really into them at all. At all.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's about the only time I would expect to see some mild, it's not anxiety, that's too strong a word.
No, it's just like she's soothing herself, or she's just a little bit anxious, maybe, if you want to put a word on it.
It's just, I'm not so comfortable with what's going on
here. No.
As I said, there's no anxiety coming over. So as an owner, it just means you need to acknowledge that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what I'd be doing is saying, okay, Daisy, yeah, I get it. You don't feel terribly crushed on about this.
Yeah.
That's okay. Even ask her what she would like to have happen. Does she need to go to another room?
Yeah. Yeah.
What would you like to have happen now? My guess is, and she sort of just said now, nothing really. I just need mum to know that I'm just feeling a little bit off about this.
Yeah, yeah. And I am pretty in tune with her and know what she's not comfortable with and what she needs. I can even look at her and know when she needs a drink of water.
Yep. Because the bond between you two is very, very, very strong. Yeah. Like, people say to me about animal communication, I say, actually, it's not that unusual. Most owners living a really, really strong bond know it anyway. Like, you're going to know if she ever gets sick.
Yeah, I think I will. Yeah, I think
you will. You will either feel it in the spot. As animal communicators, we hear, we see, we feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you will see will be involuntary. Sometimes you'll see and you won't register it.
Yeah.
until then, maybe you've gone, but you'll have this instinct that, so you'll be feeling something's wrong.
Well, with her tooth, I knew she was in a bit of discomfort the other night because she kept scratching in her mouth while she was resting after dinner. Yeah. And that's why I just thought, no, it's time. I just need to get her looked at. And sure enough, there was inflammation around the gum.
Yep.
So,
we need to value more what we see and hear, and not let, and this is the scientist that comes in. So I remember when I first started to think about doing animal communication more professionally, I've always been able to talk to animals, like since a child. And I got into a lot of trouble for it as a child because the nuns and my mother said that's bullshit. And I remember when I first started, I was working as a groomer, and I went, okay, it's time to actually step into this more professionally.
Yeah.
And because so I walked away from all of that sort of side of stuff as a child, and went into a full scientific mode, like I'm Bachelor of Applied Science and worked in labs and all sorts of stuff. And I remember when I decided to step back more into it professionally, I was walking one day, I decided to do an animal communication level 1 course with a really good animal communicator in, and I was booked in for the course but hadn't yet gone there. And I was like walking to the post office one day, and there was a really gorgeous little Pomeranian puppy in someone's arms at one of the shops, and I walked past, and mentally I just went to myself, oh, what a cute puppy. And I heard the puppy, literally heard, thank you, I think I'm gorgeous. And so the scientist in me went, oh, don't be ridiculous. And the animal communicator in me went, of course you just heard it. When are you going to accept it and step into it?
Yeah, it's great. It's powerful. It's definitely powerful.
But it's not something that is unique.
No, it's naturally embedded, isn't it?
But it's actually naturally embedded in everybody. Children, so children have this ability to communicate with animals.
Yeah.
And adults tend to say, no, you can't do that. Adults are a lot more rational. I was at a psychic expo one day talking to a woman. She said, my daughter says she can do all this stuff. And I said, she can.
Yeah.
I said, stop putting her down. And the daughter just looked at me, and she was also on the spectrum. Yeah. And I said, she can. I said, and she needs you to acknowledge she can and accept it, and stop letting your rational brain get in the way of it. She went, and she turned around to her daughter and she said, I'm sorry, darling.
Yeah, no, absolutely. People do have the, they don't realise, yeah.
I see it in owners that are very heavily bonded with their animals. Really, really good horse people. Why do you think they're really good horse people? It's because they are animal communicators.
Yeah.
And horses live much more in this plane than do most other animals. The trainers you see that can make a horse literally do anything.
Yeah. Well, I even had an experience with her with changes of different meat, and I would notice a particular meat I was giving her, which was very clean, no preservatives or anything. I knew intuitively it gave her too much heat in her body, because at night, once she'd eaten it, she'd start this little pant. It wouldn't last for long. I thought, you've got too much heat. That's way too hot for your system. Because I love Chinese medicine as well, I understood what it meant.
Yep.
So I swapped it, no problem again.
Yeah.
So,
you're very in touch with your communication skills and with your intuitive side of yourself.
Yeah.
Any other questions you've got?
No, just so her back end and skeletally, she's strong. There's no,
Yeah, no, it feels really good. Can you just hold her up again and show me her hips? Because I've only ever really seen the front end of her. There's no what. How are you going to pick it up if there is anything? You'll start to see the muscle tone on the.
See her go a bit lame. Yeah, just at times. Sometimes when she walks, it's a way she carries her back leg if she's got up to walk to the water bowl, and I see it and I go, oh. But then we got her an adjustment and she was okay. So
I mean, pugs are not that well, like in the scheme of things, they're not that well conformed.
No, they're not. Too much dog in one body.
Yeah. Too much upper body for the lower body is what the problem is with them. And therefore, when they're lying down, they can get a bit out of whack. The same as us as humans. Again, she's a 60-odd-year-old.
Yeah.
And like I'm 62, about to go 63, and like I can get up at times and think, oh, oops. You know, even without all the problems I have muscular wise. But that's all you're seeing. You're not seeing. You're just seeing. I've been lying too long in this position.
Yeah.
When if she ever really starts to get a problem, you're going to see unevenness in the musculature over the muscles over the hip. Because if she starts to long-term favor one hip or the other, you're going to see them. If this one's a damaged, like your way, if this one's a damaged one, then you're going to see less build up, less good musculature there as compared to that one. You'll also see it in the, so if it's her right hip that's a problem, you will see issues with the front left. And watch her nails. What happens when we have, and I used to do all the how many dog nails I trimmed over the years of being a groomer. You could always tell when you're trimming a dog's nails where their weight was being borne.
That makes sense.
Particularly on the front legs. So if you're finding, if let's say on the left front leg, if you're finding the nails they're always much more worn down, then she's compensating an opposite corner hip problem.
Yep. No, they're even, because and plus I walk her on concrete a bit too, so nice.
Yeah, but even walking on concrete, you will still like they won't put as much if they've got a back end issue, say left back end, the right front end will not have as much pressure going down on it because they're compensating. So if I used to see a dog that had really uneven nail growth,
that's a sign.
I knew it was either in that leg, but more often than not, it was in the corresponding hip. And then I'd go and look at the hip and go, okay, so what's going on with this hip? Like some dogs, you'll see it that's really, really obvious. Like these nails are way out here, and those other ones are worn down. Because they're just not putting.
No, hers are even.
Yeah.
They're evenly worn, definitely, and that's good. Okay, and she's happy, and that's all that matters.
She's more than happy. She's just like she's in heaven.
She's my best buddy. There's no doubt about it. Yeah.
She says, I do share you with that guy.
Yeah, she does. Absolutely, she does. Yeah, she loves him too, but I'm definitely.
I mean, she's a sensible girl. She's like the heart says, you know, the heart says, I wish it was just her and I.
Yes.
But the head says she also needs him, and I do need him as well because she's not always around.
Absolutely. No, she's got both of us doting on her. There's no doubt about it.
And she said, and the problem is?
Yes, exactly.
The problem is you don't. Why? What's the problem with that?
And I'm a helicopter parent. There's no doubt about it.
Oh dear.
So I'm always hovering over. Where is she? Is she right? And she knows her key words like walk, dinner. Knows all the key words. Yeah. And knows it's to about 4:30 starts, come on, stop your work.
Yep. If ever I've got to do work after that time, my 4:30 to like 6 o'clock is the dog's time.
Yes. Yeah.
We go outside. I usually have a beer or a glass of wine. I throw some toys around outside, and then sometimes I'll go. If I have to go back to work later, it's sort of like okay, and then I get fed and they get fed, and then say we're right now, but you can't go past 4:30.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, that's great, Kareema. Yeah, definitely spot on in so many ways there.
Up. Hey, Daisy.
Daisy. Oi.
She says, I'm getting a bit sick of being up here. Yeah. See how there's more licking going on now? She says, I'm now. She's we're done. We're done. Can I get down now?
We've got a term, Daisy done. When you see this sign, it's Daisy done.
Very much. She's like, okay, I'm only tolerating this more because you need it. You want it because you're asking it of me.
Yes.
The licking's got much more. And the licking and the whole mobility of the mouth stuff going on. She says, I want to get down now.
Yeah, she's had enough. Yeah.
Had enough. Was that okay, Daisy? Was that okay?
Daisy?
Was that okay?
You okay with that? Yep. Okay.
Yeah, she did. She nodded. Yeah, she did. She nodded. Go back and have a look at the video. She nodded.
Yeah, no, she definitely, she has so many ways she communicates to me. And even if I'm doing, say, a voice message for a friend, as soon as I say at the end, okay, well, have a good day or whatever, she knows, right, that's done. Okay, what's
Yep.
next? Yeah.
Yep. She knows your routine better than you know your
Oh,
routine.
unbelievable. She knows when I'm putting yoga tights on. She knows when I'm just putting house shorts on. Knows
And
if
now
I'm
some of that is not necessarily just the actions we're doing. It's also your thought processes going on.
yeah.
Like I've got to go to yoga now, or I've got to get ready to go to yoga or so, or I better finish this up because I've got to. So they just are so much more clued in than we realise.
Absolutely. Saturday night when we were going out, she just watches from, like, I'm in the ensuite, she just watches from the bedroom, like, you are going out because the makeup's coming out, the jeans are out. Yeah, she just knows, and she just waits for me to get finished, and then she's like, okay, well, I'll see you when you get home.
Yes, I'm not getting any issues with you going out, with you leaving to go shopping or out or whatever that looks like. She's like, yeah, they're coming back.
Yeah, I always say to her, see you soon, love you.
Yeah. She's so well adjusted. It's lovely.
Yeah, we're very blessed. She's the perfect child. There's no doubt about it. Perfect child? Yes, you are. Yes.
Yeah. She says, I am. Why are you asking?
Yes, you are the perfect child.
She's sort of like, and now I just heard, why did we need to do this when
I'm perfect.
I've known it all along. Doesn't she know it?
Yeah.
Yes, Daisy, she does. It was just something we wanted to do for fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, lovely talking to you.
Thanks, Kareema. Lovely to connect. Yes,
You're
thank
happy
you
with
so
this
much.
going up on YouTube and all the rest of it?
Absolutely. Full permission. All good.
Okay, lovely. Thank you. All right. Well, have a lovely afternoon and day. Catch you later. Bye.
Bye.